All right, today we're working on the Eiku, also known as the kai. This is a boat oar, as you can see, from Okinawa. And this would be used to travel from the mainland over to the different islands and go out fishing, come back, bring your catch in, that kind of thing. So what I want you to remember on this one is that it's a one-ended weapon, but that doesn't mean you ignore the other end of it. You're going to use both ends frequently for different reasons. The triangular part at the top here is called the palm of the Eiku. And then this is the flat part here on this side. All right, these are the blades on the sides and the tip. So when I refer to the palm of the Eiku, that's the triangular part here. You're not going to strike anything with this side. You'll be striking or blocking with either the blade, the tip, or the flat. Okay? Now, let's go through the basics. There are 12 of these in total. You're going to start with it on your left shoulder. Feet together. Bow. Okay, now give it a little bit of a kick with your shoulder to bring it off of your shoulder and bring your hand over to the other side to grab from behind. Right here at the edge of the blade, grab. Pull it all the way down to your right side and then step back with your right leg. Okay? Now when you go to do the kata, when you go to do Tokushin no Eiku, you'll come down here without stepping, because the next motion then is to step back with the other foot. All right, but in the basics, we're going to step the right leg back initially. Otherwise, it starts the same. So up on your shoulder, bow, kick it off your shoulder, bring your hand over, grab, step back with the right, set, back, palm up, okay? Number one is an overhead strike, and you're aiming for the collarbones here on either side. So you're going to bring this up, just as if you were doing the bow, and then bring it down, striking into the collarbone. Pull back, bring this end up. Now you're using the blunt end of the weapon over here, not the blade, to bring it down onto their collarbone. Same thing, it's used as a bow. It's the same motion. And then one more time with the other side, bring this up, step through, strike down. Now, anytime we turn, we're just going to do a head block this way, a high block, okay? Which is one of the basics, by the way, high block. That's this one. So after you do that last strike, turn and block across your face. Coming back, 1, 2, and 3. Turn with that push block across, right across the face. All right, number 2 is into the neck. These are structured so that you can follow along as if they were the bow basics for the first few. So 1 through 6 are going to feel very similar if you already know the bow basics. Number 2, go across into the neck using the blade of the weapon here. Okay? Pull back, and again, we're going to use the blunt end to strike. But when you strike, I want you to notice that I've turned the Eiku. It shouldn't come down and strike your own ribs with the blade of the weapon. That would be a little bit counterproductive. So you're blocking across, but you're turning this. You're rotating and protecting yourself. Part of what you're doing here in the basics with this weapon is you're trying to learn the manipulations, the subtle manipulations of things that you have to do in order to make it work for you. And this is one of those things. So make sure that when you're striking, turn that so that the flat edge comes across your body and not the edge of the weapon. All right, pull back, strike out. And again, trap just like you would the bow. Turn, coming back. Okay, number 3 goes to the ribs. On this one, you're going to change from this Zenku stance to Shikudachi horse stance. So you're going to face 45-degree angle, but your blade of your weapon goes straight in. So I'll angle here If I was to step straight, that would be straight. But what I want to do is I want to step at this 45 and sit down, turn my toes out and sit down into a horse stance and rotate the blade through past that 45 into center. Center, okay? Each. And then again, when you go to do the other side, turn this, okay? Ni. San. Coming back. Okay, number 4, we're down to the knee. Now in this case, you're going to have to reverse your front hand, your left hand. So take your front hand, reverse it. Now you're going to push out and pull in. Push with the bottom hand, pull with the top hand, strike their knee. Now reach around from this side of their knee, reach around to the other side of their knee, and pull back as if you were rowing a boat. All right? Let's do that again. We turned, reverse the grip, step through, push, pull, reach around the other side, row. Okay? And what you're doing there is you're striking their knee, go around to the other side of their leg, and sweep them. All right, now I want you to reverse sides. Take this side now, okay? You're going to push and pull. Step through, push, pull, strike the knee, reach around the other side, and row back. Give it to the other hand. One more time. Step through, strike the knee, reach under, around, and row. Turn your hand back around and block across the head. Reverse your grip back. Let's go back. 1, 2, 3. 1. Change sides. 2. Change sides. 3. Turn your left hand around and turn yourself around. Good. Okay, number 5. This will be the thrusts. So far, we're following the same order as the bow staff requirements. Number 5 will be thrusting, and as we thrust, you're already in position. You'll cross step each time. We'll do a count of 4. But what I want you to do is I want you to aim for the body, then aim for the head or neck for the second one. We're going to alternate, okay? Cross step, this is a T stance. So your front foot should be facing forward already. Take your back foot, bring it up flat against the toes of your front foot, and then bend your knees, your back knee into your front knee, and sit down on it that way. That's a T stance, okay? So going from here, cross step, T stance, thrust the body, pull it back, step out. We'll do a back stance, or you could do a shikodachi horse stance more traditionally, and then thrust into the neck. Pull back, cross step, T stance, body. Come back, step out, neck. Now when you turn here, just swivel your feet and point the Eiku end that way, the bladed end. And we'll do the same thing going back with the opposite end of the weapon. Cross step, thrust the body. Bring your hands back, step out, thrust the neck. Bring it back, cross step, thrust the body. And one more, bring it back, step out, thrust the neck. Turn, block. Okay, number 6. If you recall in the bow staff, number 6 is where you draw the number 6. We're going to do that as well, but you're not going to think of it as a block. This time I want you to think of it as a strike. I want you to reach underneath and then split them in half from bottom up, right between the legs. Okay? So you turn here. Now you have to turn your backhand around. So more subtly, just reach it around this way. Reverse your grip on your backhand, okay? Step through, and I want this to be a nice long Zankou stance, and take the bladed edge down and pull up while you push down here, splitting them in half. And then take the tip of your Eiku and drive that down into their toe. Okay? Reverse sides, reverse grip. Now make sure that you have one hand up, one hand down, okay? This won't work if you have both hands down like we typically do with the Eiku. All right? So from here, this is more of a bow staff grip. Step through, reach under, pull, push, split them up the middle, thrust down to the foot. Reverse grip. One more time, step through, reach, pull, push, thrust. Reverse your right hand back to normal and turn. All right, let's go back 3 times. Remember to reverse your backhand grip, okay? Reverse your right hand, step through, each. Reverse sides. Neat. Reverse sides one more time. San. Okay, reverse your right hand, turn around, block across. Very good. Okay, number 7. This is the high block. So you'll block up across your face, as we've been doing when we turn around each time. So we're here like this. You'll just step through and block across. What you're really doing is you're pushing the Eiku across, and while this side stays put as a fulcrum, as a pivot point, while this pivots and pushes through, okay? So from here, bring this end down to your waist and block across. Make sure you're blocking your face. If you're reaching way to the sky this way, that's too high. It's unnecessary. Anything from here up won't block anything anyway because you're not there. So make sure that it blocks across your face and your neck. Okay, now you can do this 2 ways. You can reverse your grip. You can reverse sides on the Eiku and do the other side this way. That's fine. But there's no reason not to block with the other end of the Eiku as well. So I'll just do it that way for now. Step through, block. Make sure you note that the Eiku turns again and it's sitting flat on my side. It's not chopping into my body, okay? One more time and block. Okay, turn. Step through, high block. Step through, high block, and rotate. Step through, high block, and then turn. Good. Just a quick note, you may notice me switching feet instead of doing a full step through. You don't have to copy me. I'm doing that because I'm running out of room or I'll wind up tearing up the banner behind me. So as I'm stepping, I may step back before stepping forward. You may note that. Okay, now blocking the middle of your body, you'll raise the whole Eiku up and you'll use the whole flat of the Eiku to go across your entire torso. All right? So you have to lift the whole thing up, step through, and push block across. Okay? Then flip it over and use the blunt end to push block across your body. Just like a bow would. You can, if you want, switch sides. There's no reason you can't switch this way and use this end to block through. But there's no reason also not to practice the other side of the Eiku. Bring it back down to your side, step through, block. Turn, step through, block. 1, 2, and 3. Turn around. Very good. Okay, now some of these, there's no reason to switch the weapon around. Because you're doing the same motion, you're accomplishing the same thing with the blunt end of the weapon. In this case, I want you to switch sides on purpose so that you can practice the complicated motions of what this basic is on the right side and the left side, okay? And this one particularly is straight out of the kata. So I want you to go from here, and you're going to strike at a 45-degree angle. So I want you to turn yourself and strike this way. This is the sweeping block now. You'll bring your back leg up into a crane stance and block through, all the way through. Once you get up, step forward with your right foot, strike down and draw your back foot up. Then step back, pull, and thrust. And this is a shikurachi horse stance here. So watch that again. I angle, I strike up. They go to strike my leg, I sweep through, blocking, and then I aggressively step in, draw up, strike down. Pull back, thrust. Okay, now switch the whole Eiku around. Shift to a 45-degree angle in the other direction and strike over there. They go to strike your leg. Bring your leg up, sweep, step, bring this up, draw your back foot up and strike down. Step your back foot back, your right foot back, and thrust in a horse stance. Reverse sides again. 45. Sweeping block. Step. Strike. Pull. Thrust. Turn around. Push across. All right, let's go back 3 times. Each. Reverse sides. 45. Neat. Reverse sides. One more time. San. And turn around. Okay, very good. All right, we're on to the next one. That was number 9. This is number 10. You're going to block up, block down, thrust in. And we'll just go to the body on this one. And we'll only do this one side because on the way back, we'll do this side. Okay? Quick note, in a practical situation, when you're blocking, you should angle the weapon so that what you strike doesn't hit and cut through and break it entirely. If you're angling, it's much more difficult to get through the entire course of wood that you have in front of you. And also it deflects. It hits and falls off. It deflects. Okay? So when you're blocking, I know it looks prettier to do it exactly straight and flat and parallel to the ground. But practically speaking, it makes more sense to tip it up and block that way. Okay? So let's go ahead and go through. Up, down, thrust. Shift, up, down, thrust. Shift. This is a short Zenkutsu stance. The difference between short and long is just about 6 inches or so. So if I go out this way, or if I'm up and in this way, okay? Up, down, thrust. Now when you turn, just look the other way. Shift to a Zenkutsu stance with the blade edge forward. All right, coming back, doing the same thing. Up, down, thrust. Shift, up, down, thrust. Shift, up, down, thrust. Turn. Okay, now you'll block up and kick Try to maintain control as you're kicking. Don't kick and fall down. Block up, kick. Then set forward into a Zenkutsu stance. Strike the neck, shift to a horse stance, and strike the body. Now I want you to reverse sides. Block up, kick with your left with control, set forward, Zenkutsu stance, shift, horse, thrust. Switch sides. Block up, kick, thrust, neck, shift, body. Turn around. Let's come back 3 times. Ich. Switch sides. Ni. Switch sides. San. Turn. Very good. Okay, number 11. Sorry, 12. We're on the last one. Number 12. Okay. You'll switch sides by exchanging feet this way. Step your front leg back, feet even, then step your right leg forward. As you're switching sides, take the back end of the Eiku and curl it up underneath in a circle, like a giant U or a big smiley face. Okay, so from here, switch, bring it up. Now, bring your foot back, dig the tip of your Eiku down into the beach, into the sand, and hook your foot around behind the Eiku. Now you're going to take the sand that your Eiku has and fling it into their eyes. Okay? So it goes like this again. Switch, draw back, dig, hook, flick. Now attack. While they're blinded, cross step, neck, and body. Zenkutsu to a horse. This is another one that's difficult to do on the opposite side, but I want you to practice it. Switch sides. Now, switch, draw that big U. Bring it back, dig into the sand, hook around behind, fling, cross step, step in, go neck, Zenkutsu, horse, body. Switch sides. Switch and draw the U. Step back, fling, cross step, neck, and body. Turn around. All right, this one covers a lot more ground than some of the other ones, so you may see me shifting back a little bit. Let's go through 3 times. Ich. Switch sides. Ni. Switch sides. San. Turn around. That's the end of our Eiku basics. Now draw your feet up. Bring the Eiku up to your shoulder. Relax and bow. Nice job.